A good professional bowler will have many skills that make up their elite game, and one of those skills is excellent spare shooting. Being a proficient spare shooter is a must if you want to compete at the top level, and one part of being a great spare shooter is the ability to make difficult conversions. There are a number of splits that we commonly see left that have a very low conversion rate, but every now and then these do get made on TV. In this video, we're going to take a look at a number of so-called impossible splits being made by PBA bowlers. A number of these were made at crucial points in a match, but no matter when these splits were made, they were still incredibly impressive. So let's start with number 1, Chris Barnes. Our first entry on this list comes from Chris Barnes during the 2005 Tulsa Championship. It was the first semi-final match and Barnes was up against Tommy Jones and they were bowling on the cheetah pattern. Jones got out to a quick start with 4 in a row. Barnes meanwhile had opened in the 4th after leaving the 4-6-7. Jones was looking to increase his advantage but left a split himself in the 5th, the 3-4-6-10, which he did manage to convert, so that's just a little bonus split for you all to enjoy. Barnes tried to get himself back into the match, but a 10-pin and a 7-pin stopped him from stringing anything together. He was trying to strike out in the 10th frame to force Jones to mark. He got the first strike but went through the nose and left a bit of an unusual combination, the 4-6-7-9. But he managed to spare it, hitting the 4-pin over to the right side. This is probably the best way of attempting this shot, as if you try and hit the 6-pin you run the risk of leaving the 9 standing. This meant that Jones just needed 9 pins in the first shot in the 10th, and Jones would do enough to advance.
Plane right through the face, almost leaving the Greek church. How about that spare? Takes care of it beautifully. What a mark there for Chris Barnes on a split.
Number 2, Major Mika. It was the 2004 Baby Ruth Real Deal Classic, and the first match of the telecast was a wildcard match, and it featured Major Mika and Jason Couch. Mika started well, throwing some excellent strikes. Meanwhile, Couch was getting visibly frustrated after he left 7-pin after 7-pin. In the 6th frame, he almost left a 7-10, and this would be his 4th 7-pin of the match so far. Mika went high in the 7th frame and almost left the 4-10, but the 10-pin just fell. His next shot did turn out to be a split, the 4-6-10, and miraculously he managed to convert it. Jason's face just about said it all, and he would have been sitting in his seat thinking that he's now right back in this match. In actual fact, this improbable conversion from Mika would mean that he would defeat Couch and move on to the semi-final.
Just 1 of 10 so far. Almost impossible to convert it, but he gets it off the back of the wall!
Unbelievable! Look at Jason. Jason's like waving the red flag, the white flag. Watch this. Straight hard at the 6-10. The 6 comes out from the back. It takes out the 4. Major Mika's at it again.
You saw Jason's facial reaction. He's very expressive, certainly.
Number 3, Anthony Simonson. During the 2020 PBA Tour Finals, it was Anthony Simonson that pulled off an impressive split pickup. It was during a head-to-head match up against Jacob Buttroff, and it was just the 2nd frame of Game 1 that saw Simonson lead the 2-8-10. Simonson actually threw a backup ball to pick this up, which does make it easier, but it's still an impressive spare all the same. There was only one bad thing about this spare, and that was the fact that because it was 2020, there were no crowd there to enjoy it.
Looks like it was in a pretty good spot.
There's a backup ball. There it was.
There it is. There's
he
a backup
brings
ball.
out the backup ball for the conversion. Oh, what a shot by Simonson.
Are you kidding me?
You cannot get a
Incredible.
ball to hook enough on the back end throwing a backup ball with one hand. No way, but with 2, he can do it.
Oh.
Number 4, Brad Angelo. A bowler who was always fun to watch when he made it onto a telecast. This was during the 2004 Medford Open, and Angelo was playing Norm Duke in match 1. Angelo started with the first 3 strikes but left the 3-4-10 in frame 4. This is one of those shots that just looks very impressive, but essentially if you can make the baby split, you have a good chance of taking out the other pin too. However, it still takes some accuracy. He managed to make it, but this wasn't the only split Angelo converted. Just 2 frames later he left the 4-7-10, and this pickup was very impressive and it kept Angelo in the lead by 9 pins. Unfortunately for Angelo, Norm kept striking and Angelo made a couple of errant shots, which meant he would lose this match. Even so, both of these conversions in the same match were very impressive.
Pattern, the shark pattern B. Wow! How about it? He kicks it across the lane, takes out the 10, 2 split conversions. Brad Angelo coming through big time, folks.
Just when it looks like he's going to give Norm an opening, he says, no way, let me shut that door in your face.
Number 5. Mike Fagan. We go to the 2006 US Open now, and it's match 1 with Mike Fagan facing Robert Smith. Both of these players were playing a pretty extreme angle, with Fagan lofting it throughout the match. It was incredibly close all the way until it looked like a complete disaster for Fagan as he left the 6-7-10, but he slides it across to make the crucial spare, and this keeps him right in the match. He does only get 8 on the field shot, but it still means that Smith must strike in the first ball in the 10th, which he is unable to do, and Fagan advances. This split conversion was obviously huge and basically won him this match. And that will bring us to an end of today's list and this video. I hope you all enjoyed this little rundown of some of the best splits made by PBA pros. I've done 2 previous videos like this. I'll leave a link to the first one above, and if you want to see the second one, just go onto my channel and take a look. If there's any split conversions that I haven't covered in any of these videos, then let me know in the comment section below, and I may well do another video because obviously over the years there's been some fantastic splits made on TV, and I might even do one as a little recap of all the splits made in the 2023 season. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and if you have enjoyed what you've seen but you've yet to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it if you would just click the subscribe button below. And as always, thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time. To be a professional bowler, you need to have a wide range of skills to compete with the best in the game, and one of those skills is excellent spare shooting. Being a good spare shooter is an absolute must if you want to compete at the top level, and one part of being a great spare shooter is the ability to make tricky split conversions. There are a number of splits that we commonly see left that have a very low conversion rate, but occasionally these do get made on TV. In this video, we're going to look at a few of these so-called impossible splits being made by PBA bowlers. A number of these were made at crucial points in a match and played a big part in helping a player win that match, but no matter when these splits were made, they were all pretty impressive. We have 5 split conversions to take a look at in this video, so let's start with number 1. Eric Jones sparing the 6-7-10. It was the 2024 World Championship, and there was a play-in stepladder that featured seeds 9 through to 5, and the winner would advance to the final stepladder the following day as the 5th seed. 19-year-old Eric Jones managed to win match number 3 and advance to the final match against Justin Knowles. Jones was up by 14 going into the 5th, but left the 6-7-10. However, he managed to pick it up, and this was huge as it kept him right in the match, and he would actually go on to win and advance to the main stepladder, so this pickup was crucial. And as a bonus, Eric Jones also made the 367, which was impressive given the fact this was his first telecast and his first frame, so given the occasion and the nerves he would have been feeling, this was a great pickup to start things off. Number 2, Osku Palermo sparing the 4-6. The 2020 Weber Cup saw Osku Palermo pick up the 4-6 by bouncing the 6 off the back, and it came back and took out the 4-pin. I'm sure I vaguely remember Tommy Jones sparing the 4-6 many years ago at the Weber Cup, but I can't find any footage of this. Number 3, Rhino Page and Dick Allen.
I wonder how to pick that up. Gets it! Oh, that's how. See how he throws at it, though, just for fun.
Oh my God!
He pulls it off!
He made the 2-8-10 on television. I'm not sure I've ever seen the 2-8-10 made on TV.
He's still in a game,
That's
baby.
unbelievable.
He's still in a game right now.
We've got 2 for the price of 1 here, as Rhino Page made the 3-6-7-9 at the 2014 Bear Open, and this spare is a lot trickier than some might think, as it's so hard to slide the 3 over and take both the 6 and the 9 pin out. Rhino played this to perfection, but it would not be enough in the end as he lost in match 1 to Dick Allen, but Allen went on to make the 2-8-10 in the very next match. Number 4, Deandra Asbaty sparing the 4-7-10.
Over Belmo and Feldman. And that is the break that Belmonte and Feldman needed.
Good, good.
Some split mojo going for them this week.
Come on, Brian, one time here.
Now we look at a mixed doubles event from 2010, and Brian Voss was partnered with Deandra Asbaty, and they were playing Jason Belmonte and Michelle Feldman. This was the title match, and Asbaty left the 4-7-10 in frame 7, but managed to convert it. Unfortunately, Brian Voss would miss a 10 pin in the very next frame. However, Voss managed to redeem himself after getting a strike in the 10th frame to win the title. Number 5, sparing the Greek Church.
Spare up in the 7th, shooting in the 8th. Oh goodness, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10.
Game over. Very difficult split to make, but he needed strikes right there to get back into the match. The toughest way to make it, shooting at the 3.
Hey! He converted. A 1, 2, 4, 10 earlier. Now 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. How about that, Bo?
Watch the action of the 6 pin. It's the first pin he's going to hit. It deflects off the 9, bounces off the 7. The 7 kicks it just before it goes into the pit. Chris, it's actually easier to make by shooting the 2 pins on the left, but he got the great break.
Now I believe this is the only time a Greek Church has been made on a PBA telecast, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about this. It was the 1990 National Championship, and Doug Kent was down by 53 pins going into the 8th frame, so the match was over by this point. He left the Greek Church in frame 8 and managed to pick it up. And as I mentioned, I believe this is the first and only time this has been spared on a PBA telecast. While it didn't make any difference to the outcome of the match, I still felt it deserved to be on this list. And there we have it. Those were 5 so-called impossible splits being converted. If you have enjoyed this video, I've done 3 other parts where we look at other PBA bowlers making really great split conversions on TV, so don't forget you can go to my channel and check those out. And as always, I'd just like to thank you all for watching, and if you have enjoyed what you've seen today, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. That will be all from me for today, and as always, thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time. Is there anything better than making an extremely difficult split? Part of being a good spare shooter is having the ability to convert these tricky splits, and it's a must if you want to compete at the top level. There are a number of splits that we commonly see left that have a very low conversion rate, but every now and then these do get made on TV. In this video, we're going to look at a number of so-called impossible splits being made by PBA bowlers. A number of these were made at crucial points in a match and played a big part in helping a player win the match. But no matter when these were made, they were still extremely impressive. I've done a few of these split conversion videos before, and we are actually on to part 6 now. Don't forget to check out the other parts if you haven't watched them already. We have 4 split conversions to look at in this video, so let's begin. First up, we have an honourable mention, and that is Sean Rash. When he won his first ever title, he made some impressive and crucial shots during the title match. While these shots are definitely the easiest that we will see in this video, bear in mind he made all of these in a single game. He made the 2-4-10, then the 1-2-4-6-10, technically not a split, but still a great pickup, and then finally the 2-10. I wanted to just include this in this video as I think it shows just how important it can be to make these kind of shots, as in this case it won him his first ever title. Number 1. Pete Weber.
Door is wide open.
Got to be kidding.
Lost count. Oh my goodness!
Get it right there!
Now he needs 5 for the win.
That's what it is, PDW! That is right! Yeah! Right on! Give it up! Give it up! How about that for winning?
At the 2002 Tar Heel Open, Weber was in the title match against Roger Bowker, having easily gotten by Jason Couch in the previous match. Pete had built up a healthy lead of 42 pins after 8 frames and was looking to close things out in the 9th and 10th frames. However, in the 10th, he put this shot inside and left the 3-4-6-7-10. This suddenly changed things, as an open frame here would mean that Bowker could strike out to win. However, Weber stepped up and converted the split to win his 29th tour title, and of course, we got this classic Pete Weber reaction. Number 2. Norm Duke.
Look out. Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Lost the right lane. He got soft again.
Oh, he did it! He did it! Oh, what a cover! A legendary strike from a legend.
Norm Duke's longevity was mind-boggling, and he was still competing at a high level on the main tour in 2022 at 57 years of age. The 2022 Players' Championship was divided into regions, with each region having its own stepladder telecast, with the winner advancing to the main finals. Norm was the 2 seed in the South region and won his first match against DJ Archer, which was a very close one, with a final score of 248 to 246. Norm then played Tommy Jones and in the 5th frame got a 4 count, leaving the 3-4-6-7-9-10. Very similar to Pete Weber's conversion, but Norm had the 9 pin as well. This makes the shot a lot harder, as it's far more difficult to cover the 9. You have to really hook the ball at this shot in order to take out the 9 pin, but Norm judged it to perfection and picked it up. He then threw 7 in a row for a 242 game, but Jones was simply too good in this one, bowling a 268. Number 3. Lisa Bishop.
Right through the nose, and plenty left to clean up here.
Edwards is going to have a chance to win.
The door's open. Got cover. Wow, there goes number 7 late. I mean, that's a great pickup from Lisa Bishop, the 4 seed.
Outstanding. Watch it just as we drew it up. The 3 pin goes out and takes the 4-7. The ball takes out the 6 and 10.
Is it over? Dave, is it over?
Now we go to the opening match of the 2009 USBC Queens, where Lisa Bishop played Brenda Edwards. This one came down to the 10th frame, where Bishop needed a mark to shut out Edwards, but she got a 4 count, leaving the 3-4-6-7-9-10. but she managed to pick it up as she just about kicked out the 7-pin. She struck in the field shot, but because of the low count of the previous ball, Edwards could win if she got all 3 strikes in the 10th, but the first shot went through the nose and Bishop advanced. She played well in the next match, shooting a 224, but Kelly Kulick had the front 9 and bowled a 262 game. However, this was a very clutch conversion from Bishop and it did win her the opening match. Number 4, Chris Prather.
Was towards the latter part of the show as he climbed the ladder. He didn't start that steep. Oh, pays for it again. I'll tell you what, every time he's gone through the nose, he's paid for it.
Spare shooter. This is a challenge. Close lane, he got it! He did it! What a shot, Chris Prather! Off the back wall.
He's got it going right now. Check this out. Doesn't cut it enough, but it ricochets off the side panel.
Chris Prather managed to pick up the 4-7-10, an impressive conversion in his second match at the 2020 Players' Championship. He defeated Marshall Kent in match 1 and then played Bill O'Neill. This pickup came in the 3rd frame and it looked like he'd just taken 2 until the pin came out of the back and took out the 10 pin. Unfortunately for Prather, he wouldn't win this match. He really struggled on the left lane, which was playing tough, and in the 9th frame left the 6-10, which he chopped. O'Neill would win the match and then go on to defeat Jason Belmonte and then EJ Tackett in the title match to win the title. And that will bring us to an end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this one. And as I mentioned, there are 5 other parts to this series, so make sure to check out those other videos as well. If you have enjoyed what you've seen here today, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button below. That's going to do it from me for today. And as always, thank you, bowling fans, and see you all next time.
Door is wide open.
Got to be kidding.
Lost count.
Now he needs 5 for the win.
That's the winner. It is PBA. That is right. Yeah. Right on. Give it up. Give it up. How about that for winning?